Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I had an interruption. But that's why I'm saying the whole America is going to be a burnt sacrifice. The whole entire America is going to be a burnt sacrifice. So when you look at all the destruction that could come from one nuke, imagine what's going to come from thousands of them when they're hitting in different locations. And see, the thing is it's not just the nuke, it's the it being unchecked. So even when the nuke hits and it destroys everything, then you don't have people to go check these fires. You don't have people to go fight against these fires. So all this stuff just goes unchecked, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And pretty much the whole America is going to be burnt. It's going to be a burnt sacrifice, kind of similar to what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, even though that was on a way lower scale. This is going to be a time like never before. This is Isaiah 34. I'm gonna start at verse 4. No. I don't want to start at verse 4. This is Isaiah 4. I want to start at Isaiah 34, starting at verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter, right? Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Damn. Verse 4, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, right? And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, and the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So when you look at what could cause the heavens, which means the skies, to be dissolved, for the skies to be rolled together as a scroll. Well, go look up a nuclear weapon going off, and those nuclear weapons that you're going to find when you research that, those are old. That has nothing on the technology today to roll up the skies like a scroll, like you get a big mushroom cloud. And the bigger and the more destructive the nuke is, the bigger the mushroom cloud. So imagine a nuke going off like Satan 2 or Satan 1 that Russia has. That has never been a nuke that went off that big ever. So imagine something like that going off. How much the skies are going to roll together as a scroll. That's going to be a gigantic. I'm talking about a gigantic mushroom cloud, probably just as big as a whole continent. When you really think about it, right? Verse 5. For my sword should be bathed in heaven. Behold, it should come down upon who? Upon Idumeum. Idumeum is Greek for Edom. Upon the people of my curse to judgment. So the Lord is saying the sword should be bathed in heaven. He's saying that this sword is gonna dissolve the heavens and roll together the scroll. So when you know how the Lord works and how these prophecies work, what the Lord do is he blessed Esau with the sword, but he's gonna come and take that sword from Esau and use it against him. So yes, he's going to take all those nukes and he's going to use it against them, because when you ultimately know the scriptures, you know that the Lord, just like how he controlled Pharaoh's heart, the Lord controls all the kings on the earth heart. He controls your Donald Trump. He controls his heart. He controls your Putin. He controls his heart. Your premier over there in China. He controls all these leaders, their hearts. They're all pieces that's getting controlled by the Lord, and they're really ultimately doing exactly what the Lord wants them to do, to fulfill prophecy. So he said he's going to use that same sword, which is a nuke, which are nukes, and it's going to come down upon Idumeum. Well, we know Idumeum is Greek for Edom. So with knowing that, you got to know, like, America is Mystery Babylon, which is controlled by Edomites. So that's telling you that nuke is going to come down on America, man. It's going to come down on America because look, he said, my sword is bathed in heaven. Wait. That's not what I'm looking for. In verse 6, actually. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and it is made fat with the fatness, and the blood of lamb and goats, and the fat of kidney and rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumeum. So this is talking about actual place. It ain't talking about just the whole world, even though majority of the world nukes are going to land on. But this is talking about actual place where the Edomites are. Now, the Edomites aren't in ancient Basra, the city Basra, because Basra is a people before it's a place. So wherever the Edomites have moved and wherever they have their kingdom, their stronghold of their kingdom built, which is America, is calling that place today Basra. So it's calling it by its ancient name because today Basra is likened to the ancient Basra. That's why it's calling it Basra. That's why sometimes America is mentioned as Egypt because it's likened into Egypt. Sometimes it's mentioned as Mystery Babylon. Why is it called Mystery Babylon or the daughter of Babylon? Because it's just like ancient Babylon. That's why the Bible is referring to it as Babylon, even though it's not in the same place as Babylon no more. It's referring to the people, and then it's referring to this place being just like ancient Babylon when it was, all people together and it was complete wickedness. Even though this place is even worse than that. This is Isaiah 47. Here, let me find it. Isaiah 47, read verse 1 to get context. Come down and sit on the dust, O virgin, daughter of Babylon, right? Daughter of Babylon, come sit down on the dust. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So, see right there, it's calling, O daughter of Babylon, but it's saying come sit down on the ground. So it's not talking about the actual place of Babylon, like the physical place. This is proof that it's a people before it's a place. Like Israel is a people before it's a place. Now you got the place Israel, but we're a people before we're a place. So that's the same thing with Babylon. So when it's saying come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground, it's just the same as in Isaiah 34. It's talking about Dumians, it's talking about Edomites. That gives you context, but I wanted to get Isaiah 47, starting at verse 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble, and fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flames. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. So what if it keeps talking about this fire is going to burn them? It's going to make them into stubble. Well, how is that going to happen? Is it going to happen by volcanoes erupting? That's one way with fires, but that's not really likely. Or is it going to happen with fire just raining out the sky? Well, yeah, in a way, because the nukes are going to come. So what's going to cause this fire that's going to go around the whole land? That's going to come from war and stuff like that. Well, we already know that's talking about nuclear weapons, because that's what caused fires today. That's what caused, like when a nuclear weapon go off, it's a big fireball, and it rolls the sky up like a scroll. So that's what it's talking about. Verse 15. Thou shalt they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even the merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarters, none shall save thee. Meaning you're not going to be saved. So this is talking about something that's going to come down on these people. That they're not going to be able to be saved from. This and it's going to cause fire and stumble and complete destruction. It's talking about a nuclear weapon. Here, let's jump to Malachi chapter 4. Just starting at verse 1. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, all that do wickedly, shall be stumbled. There it goes again. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So the Lord of hosts mean like the Lord of armies, but it's the armies of what? It's going to be the armies of those nukes. It's going to be an army of nukes. I'm talking about thousands of nukes that are going to come, and they're going to burn Esau up. They're going to burn America up like stubble, because that's the Lord of the hosts. And what is this host going to be? It's going to be the nuclear weapons. It's going to be something that's going to cause fire, right? Like verse 4 say, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, right? So it's going to come down on the wicked. We already know the border of wicked in Malachi 1 is Esau. And then Isaiah 34, it tells you Idumeum, the sword is going to come down on Idumeum. So somewhere, somehow, Esau is still around today. So if you're saying that Esau isn't around today, that's a false doctrine. And this fire is going to come down on him. This judgment, this curse that's going to burn him up, that's going to have complete destruction is going to come down on Esau and where he's at. And it's going to come down on Mystery Babylon. Let's make so back in Revelations where it's talking about Mystery Babylon. Then it say that that the kings of the earth were gonna be said right here, Revelations 18, right? 18 starting at verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. There again. So what's going to cause this mystery Babylon and these Edomites, which we clearly see throughout the whole Bible, is talking about Esau, Edom, will have to be in this place, Mystery Babylon, because both of them are going to be burnt with fire. This is Revelation 18 talking about Mystery Babylon. Verse 8 again, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her, right? And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So the whole earth isn't going to be on fire burning at this point in time, because the kings of the earth and these other nations and their kings are going to be crying, and they're going to be mourning over her when they're looking. They're going to be seeing either on their news, or they're going to be literally seeing the smoke come up from America, probably a combination of both, of this place called Mystery Babylon getting burnt with fire. And what's going to cause that burning with fire? I mean, we ain't got that many options. I mean, we either could say asteroid came down, or we could say Yellowstone went off and burnt the whole America. But if I was a betting man, I would say it's talking about nuclear weapons, cause didn't it say in Job a glittering sword? So this isn't talking about an asteroid or a volcano going off, because a glittering sword is a weapon. So what is a weapon? An iron weapon that's a glittering sword that's going to come down and cause this Mystery Babylon and this people called Edom to be burnt up. And the whole world's not going to be burnt up at this time, because the kings are going to be in their other nations watching this happen. They're going to be crying and mourning over it. So that shows you this is going to happen to an actual literal place, and this literal place is referred to as Mystery Babylon, and it's also ruled by these people, the Edomites. They're going to be burnt up. So that goes to show us that America will be a burnt sacrifice. It's going to be sacrificed, and it's going to be burnt. The Lord is going to be the one who's going to do it, Salvation to the elect. Shalom.